Thank you, sir. Before I start, you know, I continue to see in articles across the state and nation about drugs are low level and nonviolent. I want you to look at this. Look at this gun. Look at these guns. Look at this fentanyl that enough to overdose and kill 3.3 million people. And the next time you hear someone suggest that drugs are low level and nonviolent, you too can clearly understand that they're a nut, that they need mental health counseling. Because our agents and deputies and detectives are facing this kind of firepower to bring these kind of people into custody. They're very, very, very dangerous people. And I'm about to go over the cards with you, and I think you'll understand when you see the cards why these people are very dangerous. Because they have guns and they don't mind using them. And I think it'll be interesting. I'm going to just flip through them very quickly. I'm not going to try to make the lineage and tie all of that together. We can give you that through the PIOs. But I'm just going to give you a snapshot. This is Eric McCaskill from Winter Park. He's 36. He was released from the Florida State Prison in 2020 for trafficking in meth. He was sentenced on a 3-year minimum mandatory. He drove to Polk County with 14 pounds of meth. When he was arrested, he said, "Well, I knew not to mess around in Polk County," but he did, and he's caught. He is a gang member. He's charged with RICO, with trafficking, and he's facing a 15-year mid-man. As State Attorney Haas said, what's important about these minimum mandatories? Because judges can't listen to family members and sob stories and alligator tears and to go, "Well, heck, he's such a nice young man," and end up giving him 2 years. When what he is, he's a drug dealing person who's responsible for the deaths of folks. But he's got a criminal history. He's got 30 other felonies, 26 misdemeanors. He's been to Florida State Prison 2 times, once for trafficking and once for fleeing arrest. And then there's Spencer Leonard, 37, in Bartow. He was released from Florida State Prison in 2020 for trafficking in heroin on a 5-year minimum mandatory. Oh, he fled from us when we went to arrest him. Now he's charged with RICO and trafficking in fentanyl, over 28. That's a 25-year minimum mandatory. He also has a criminal history of 12 felony arrests and 12 misdemeanors. He has been to state prison on 2 other occasions. Now, you hear and you're going to hear this drumbeat. They've been to prison. They've been to prison. When they're not locked up, they're out peddling drugs and peddling violence. Stephen Jackson's 32. He's from Winter Haven. He's a gang member. He stole 1 kilo of fentanyl from an associate. That usually doesn't bode well for your life expectancy. We probably saved his life when we arrested him from being shot by another gangbanger. He traveled to California as a connection from the California to Polk County to bring the drugs. He has a criminal history of 23 felonies, 14 misdemeanors. He too has been to Florida State Prison on 2 different occasions. This is Umbuju Grant. He's 34. He's from Lakeland. He is second in command of this gang whose name we're not going to give. We have him charged currently with conspiracy to traffic in meth. He's had 17 felony arrests, robbery with a firearm on 2 different occasions, and 7 misdemeanors. If you don't think this guy won't point a gun in your face before quick, just encounter him on a dark alley one night. Michael Wells is 34. He's a gang member. He's a meth supplier. We have him charged with RICO, trafficking meth. It's a 15-year minimum mandatory. On one occasion, when we were monitoring his phone calls, he was talking to to one of his associates, and he said, "Man, my phone connection's bad. I guess maybe they're tapping my phone." He might have been a prophet also, because he was right. We were listening to his phone call. He has a criminal history, and he's known to be violent. He has 11 felonies, 4 misdemeanors, and he did an armed burglary with a firearm. This is Tonyo Cortez Evans. He's 40. He's from Eagle Lake. He's a gang member. He fled from the deputies when we tried to take him down. Tried to run over a deputy, rammed another deputy. There were multiple shots fired on this particular occasion. He has a 15-year mid-man. He's also charged with attempted murder on law enforcement officers. He is a bad guy. He's got a criminal history. He doesn't want to go to jail. He's had previous drug arrests, resisting arrests, VOPs, fleeing. He has 35 felonies and 39 misdemeanor arrests. He's active committing crime. This is Joshua Polkwartz. Yeah, common spelling. He's 33 from Tampa. He is a rapper. He's known as Tommy Boy Wayne. Well, if my last name was Pucklewarts, I'd probably go by Tommy Boy Wayne too. But he's really a popular rapper in Central Florida. He's also a meth supplier. He fled from the highway patrol. That didn't get him very far because they caught him. They crashed him into a bridge, or he crashed into a bridge. He had 11.8 pounds of meth. He's facing a 15-year mid-man, so he can rap his way all the way to state prison. This is Jamarian Young. He's 36. He's known as Shiesty. He's the highest ranking member of the gang in Florida. They call him the landlord. He's charged with RICO, trafficking in fentanyl, trafficking in meth. They're 25-year mid-mans. But he did tell the detectives when we arrested him, "Hey, you all did a really good job of catching me." He's already served 15 years in the Florida State Prison sentence for armed robbery with a firearm. And he's on his way back. There's Jarrell Carr. Jarrell Carr's 35. He's from Mulberry. And Bruce Young. Bruce is 37 from Lakeland. Pay attention to this. He's released from the Florida State Prison on November the 29th of last year. Got that? On the very same day, he started negotiating dope deals. The day he's out. We have him for conspiracy to traffic, racketeering, 15-year mid-man. Newsflash, he's a gang member. He has a criminal history with 11 felonies, kidnapping for ransom, traffic, 21 misdemeanors. And then there's Jarrell Carr. He's known as Solid. He's a gang member. He was released from Florida State Prison in June. He was serving 7 years for a trafficking in meth. I forgot to say he was serving 7 years for trafficking in meth. He fled from the highway patrol, didn't do any good. They caught him because the highway patrol catches people they pursue. He was charged with racketeering, trafficking in fentanyl, trafficking in meth. He's got a 25-year mid-man. Look, folks, I want to end with this. These folks just got out of serving 7 years in prison for trafficking in drugs, and they're back trafficking in drugs. This is your poster child or poster children. If you don't lock these people up, they are going to commit crimes. They're prolific criminals. That is their career. That is their business. They're gang members. And they work together. They say, one heart, one beat. But what you see here today is one heart, one beat to arrest all of them that are doing their best to kill folks like these people here.